All right, Cheeser Stolen, welcome to a different type of finals video. I haven't done one in a while because I've been really locked in on the ranked grind this season. And I need to get a new capture card because right now I want to always play the game with the 120 frame rate mode on because I'm trying to help my friend get Ruby as well. I'm working on Ruby this season because I want the Ruby FAMAS. And I want to help my friend Detail get there as well. We both want to get the Ruby FAMAS, so we've been playing together. That's where we're at right now. Obviously, rough day today, which is part of the reason why this video is being made. We've had bad days before in the season 2. It happens, bounce back. But is admittedly a little bit of a rage rant video, but that's fine. Sometimes it's fun. But yeah, so that's where we're at right now. And we're trying to trying to hold on to Ruby. So again, that's where we're at currently in the season. And this is while playing like almost exclusively duo queue, by the way, with like a random third. I know that may be hard to believe, but yeah, it's a lot of it's fucking duo queue. So I'm just putting this in the beginning because if you're not a fucking big streamer and you don't have like a bunch of followers, people just think you're dog shit. Even if you have the numbers to back it up. So I'm just putting the shit out there. Did not go for Ruby in this season, by the way. Barely played, and look, still finished top 1,000, and I barely fucking played. That's season 5. Season 4 was the last season where I went for Ruby. We're going to skip season 3 and season 1 because season 1 was like World Tour grinding, essentially, in ranked, and season 3 was... We don't talk about season 3. If you don't... I'll explain it, though. If you don't know, season 3 was not cash out ranked. I didn't play that shit. But this was, here we go, season 4. This was, like, basically all solo duo queue as well, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, seriously. Seriously. I know you may not believe me, but seriously. Yeah. Yeah. And then season 2. Season 2 did not have Ruby, so I was just playing. Like, I was just playing for fun. I think I peaked top 100 in season 2. I think I peaked top 100. I believe it was, like, around 80 or something like that. I can't recall. And I don't think the enhanced leaderboard shows peak. I could be wrong. Maybe I just don't know how to show it. But I think I peaked around top 100 when I was like super grinding. But I was mostly just playing for fun and playing to finish Diamond 1. And did that. And look at that. I was like right around the Ruby cutoff. Again, there was no Ruby in Season 2. So I was just playing for fun, just playing for Diamond and playing whenever. But I was like right around that cutoff. I very realistically could have gotten Ruby in Season 2 if there was Ruby to go for in Season 2. So the whole point of showing this in the beginning is to show that like I'm a solid player. Because again, like for some reason, if you don't have like a tuner, you know, if you don't get tuner viewers on your Twitch stream and whatever, and you like have good stats and good results and good ranks, people just think you're dog shit. So yeah, like even though that I'm showing this, a lot of people watching this will just be like, oh, you're dog shit. Because I don't know, like fucking FPS game communities just fucking stupid. I don't know why they're like that. They're just dumb. Yeah, they just think you're like fucking zimming or whatever. There's my controller. This is what I play on. I play on console. Play on the Xbox Series X with the 120 frame rate mode. Game Sir, no fucking zim, just this shit, just this $40 controller. That's it. That's it. And on console. So there you go. And mostly, almost exclusively solo and duo queue. No, it's hard to believe, but yep, that's what I fucking do. And I make it to Ruby when I want to. So if you think I'm dog shit after all that, good for you. So anyways, for the people that are reasonable and want to actually like, you know, hear me out. I got that out of the way so that you know that, like, again, I'm not claiming to be the best in the fucking game. Never said that, but I'm solid. I'm definitely a solid player, definitely a Ruby caliber player, and definitely, yeah, one of the better players in the game for sure. The best? Nope, didn't say that, but one of the better ones, absolutely, for sure. And on console too, and on Xbox, absolutely, yeah, for sure. And again, it's not, I don't know why it's like an arrogance thing when you say shit like that. It's just like, these are just results. I'm just telling you what the fucking leaderboard is showing. You know what I mean? I don't know why it's like arrogant for me to say that. I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm just trying to be informative. Like, that's just, it is what it is. But for some reason, when you like have a high rank and you say that, I don't even have to like gloat about it. I just say it. It's like being arrogant. I don't know. People are weird. But anyways, let's get on to the point of the video. I just had to get that out of the way. And again, for the people that are reasonable and will actually like hear me out. So I've had an issue the last couple seasons. This didn't really happen to me very much in the earlier seasons, but I've noticed it in the last few seasons. And I've noticed it especially towards the end of a season, which makes sense because towards the end of the season, you're running out of time, right? You're running out of time to get those diamond ranked rewards, ruby ranked rewards. You're running out of time. And this is something that I noticed at the end of last season when I was trying to clutch up diamond for my ranked duo detail as well. We're trying to clutch up diamond at the end of last season, and you know, trying to play ruby here at the end of this season as well. It's something that I noticed pick up towards the later half of the season, which is teaming, blatant teaming. And I'm gonna go through my post because I already know what you're thinking. Okay, so let me just go through the post. The title, what I titled it was, "Will Embark ever do anything about the blatant teaming problem in ranked?" And then what I said was, "I understand griefing." The first thing I said was, "I understand griefing in a bad team." Guys, I just showed. I know these people don't know that, so I'm sorry. It's just frustrating, but I just showed those results. I could easily get fucking ruby every season if I wanted to, and the seasons where I've went for it, I've gotten it and I've been around it. I understand trying to help the worst team get through to make your next round easier, okay? I understand that concept. I know it may be shocking, but I understand that concept. So, yeah. No, I made it to fucking ruby without understanding that. So, sorry. I'm sorry to come off like kind of rude. But like, it's just when you're at that rank and I make this fucking rage post and like half the responses that I get are just ignoring like the literal first thing that I fucking said. It just gets a little annoying. Understandably so, I think. Understandably so. So again, first thing that I said, I understand griefing in a bad team. But some teams are clearly helping each other through round 2 when they recognize their friends' names. Any mid-game double leads to these two teams working together to get both through. This is obnoxious. I've tried reporting this multiple times and never seem to get anything out of it. Can we address this? So the other thing. No. I need to work. I need to get I need to get a better cap card. I have not been streaming. So when I do get a better cap card, hopefully soon, and I get back to streaming, yes, I will. If I experience this more, which I guarantee you I will, because it is a problem, and I think it's going to be a growing problem in this game, I will record those clips. I'll record, I'll stream it. I'll record those clips. I'll post those. I'll put them in Discord. I'll put them in Reddit. I'll do whatever I need to do. As of right now, I'm not doing that because I'm more focused on trying to win the fucking game. I'm not like crashing out, like recording clips mid-game. I'm just trying to work on my elo because I don't even know, like, even if they are teaming, I don't even know if I'm gonna get elo back, right? Like, they might knock them down, but in my experience, they don't give me elo back, which is bullshit, by the way. It's another topic for another day. Like, when your teammate like fucking lags out when you solo queue and shit like that, there's no loss forgiveness in this game. That's fucking bullshit. Like teaming and cheating, like I'm not fully satisfied seeing that somebody got banned. I want my fucking elo back too. I think that's fair to say. I think that's fair to ask for. Another topic for another day. But anyways, so back to where I was. So the teaming thing. Again, what I've had experience, and I'm sorry about like the no clips thing, but again, current situation, I'm focused on playing the games, and I'm not. I'd have to play on 60 frames to get those clips, and I'm not fucking doing that. But in the future, when I get, my better cap card, I will absolutely expose people when they do this because I think it happens, and I think that, sorry about hitting the mic, there's a gnat on my desk. And I think that I think it's going to be a growing issue. So, what I've experienced a few times recently, and I also experienced it a lot at the end of last season, is teams like throughout the entire game blatantly and like with the same clubs, like literally blatantly, like you have players in the same fucking clubs just like helping each other out the entire game and teaming the entire game. Now again, a lot of these comments, I'm going to go through some of them. I'm not going to go through all of them because a lot of them address the same thing. I'm not talking about the metagame strategy where you get your own like first place secured and then you help out the last place team. Okay, I'm a Ruby level player. I understand that, and that's totally fine. I'm totally fine with a team that plays their own box, plays their own game the entire game, and then once their game is secure, they help out the lower team. That is totally fine. I'm okay with that. I even do that myself. Shocker, right? Shocker, you get to fucking Ruby doing that. Right, crazy. I even do that myself. So that's totally fine. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is teams that whether they're intentionally queue sniping each other, and then like helping each other from that point on, or recognize their friends in round 2 and then like play to help them in round 2, because I think there's probably a little bit of both going on. I think either way, I think it's bullshit, and I think it's just completely like a lack of competitive integrity, and it's not okay. Okay, so there's 2 different levels of it, right? Again, I think some teams are literally like Q sniping each other, like trying to queue in with each other and then working together from there. Like hopefully they both get through round 1 and then they get to round 2 and help each other both get to the final and trade elo. I think some teams are doing that. On the other hand, I think there's also like a soft level of teaming where, you know, 2 sets of teams that like know each other match up with each other and they help each other, which normally you wouldn't do, right? You wouldn't do. Normally you would help that weak team, but people help their friends get to the final to like protect their elo. And I have a problem with that too, because I think that the line that you have to cross where it goes from like, again, like metagame strategy and like game theory to blatant teaming and cheating, I think that is a very, very thin line. And I genuinely think that players doing that second example of like recognizing their friends and then playing completely differently to help them get through, I think that's just as bad. I really do. I think that's just as bad as the people like Q sniping and making it blatantly obvious. I think both of those examples happen a lot. I think that the Q snipe is less frequent, although it does happen and is why I made this rage post. But I think the soft teaming, again, where it's like kind of coincidental, but then they help each other, I think that happens a lot. And I think that happens a lot at high elo. And I think I see people on streams, I watch a lot of final streams, high level players like blatantly do this shit where they like match into people they know and then they just like completely play differently from that point on to help them and work with them and don't really fight each other. I struggle with finding a argument that holds weight into how that is not also like kind of cheating level teaming. I find it very hard to see. And at any time I see somebody bring that up in any of their chats, they always get backed up. And I don't know if this is like a new generation thing. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it always gets backed up. And it's just weird because like if people did this shit in the games that like I grew up on, in playing like fucking Halo competitive and playing like COD competitive, if people were like gaming systems and doing shit like that, they would get fucking made fun of. They would get fucking made fun of and like ostracized. Whereas in the finals community, it's like cool and it's like really clicky and it's like almost, I swear to God, and some of you people at like Plat may not understand this, but I promise you at Ruby level, it is like high school level, like clicky shit of like knowing people and like being buddy with people and then helping each other out. And I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that because I am here to play the fucking game. I am here to win the game. And doing shit like that is like, it just rubs me the wrong way. It just rubs me the wrong way because it's not right. You know, under normal circumstances, you would be playing to knock that team out. But because you're buddy with them, you help them and you help each other. And then all the other teams in the lobby just get fucked. You know, all the other random teams that don't know each other and might not have a 3-stack, they just get fucked. I don't know. It just really rubs me the wrong way. And I promise you, if you don't believe me, watch some top-ranked players. Watch some top-ranked players' streams, and you will see these situations happen, and you will see them, like, do this shit. And again, there's some levels where, like, if they avoid each other the whole game, right? If they know they're in the game, but they avoid each other the whole game, and then they just plug separately at the end, that's fine. That's fine. That does not bother me. So I just want to clarify that. That does not bother me. That's fine. You know, that's giving the other teams like a fair shot. That's totally fine. Doesn't bother me at all. But when one of the teams is struggling and the other team is having a really good game, and under normal circumstances, if that team that was struggling, like if it was a team that they weren't buddy with, they'd play to grief them out. But then they go like to help them because they know that they're like friends with them. That's where I have a problem. And they're going and like third partying and like fighting the other teams together. And I swear to God, this shit happens and they help each other out like that. And apparently it's okay. I'm not okay with it. I think it crosses the line. Maybe it's like a soft level of teaming, but it's teaming regardless. And I don't know. I think that Embark needs to clarify what the level of like what is okay teaming wise. I think they need to clarify that because there is, again, there's the people Q sniping into each other, which is blatantly bullshit. And then there's that like soft level of teaming that I think is also really bad and also like blatantly teaming, and needs to be addressed. And I would really love some clarification on what they're okay with, because honestly, if Embark is okay with that shit, then I want to quit playing the game because I don't want the game to be like that. I don't want to play this clicky high school bullshit where it's more about like, okay, are we friends with anybody in this round too, instead of just playing to fucking win the game? You know what I mean? I don't want to play that shit. That's not fun. That's not what I enjoy. I come from playing like fucking Call of Duty comp. I come from playing like Halo comp, where it's, you know, it's we're the fucking best team. We think we're the best team. We think we're gonna fucking fry whoever the hell we're playing against, and that's what we're doing. And I play this shit. I play BRs the same fucking way because it should be the same fucking way. I do not like this teaming shit. It's not cool. Not cool. Ruins the game. Ruins the game, in my opinion. All right, now that we got through that, the whole rant part, now we can start going through some of the comments. I'm going to ignore these, but you can go through them. I'll link the post in the description. You can go through those if you want. So here we go. Ethereos Live. I think this person made a really good point. This was the most insightful comment, in my opinion, that I got. So Ethereos Live, you're probably not watching this, but if you are watching this, pat yourself on the back, have a fucking cookie, because you were not an asshole, and you, like, stated your own opinion while also bringing up a good point and, like, not being a douche to me, and it's just, like, what a great fucking comment. What a great fucking comment. Brought up a great point. So let's go through their comment. It is frustrating, but they do address it on occasion. Received points back recently from a game where there were two teams working together the entire round to the point. They never attacked one another. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And would attack vaults together. Unfortunately, it's harder to discern teaming if they actually fight each other over cash outs early on. That is true. That is true. And that's the thing. There are some teams that are smart about it and that I think do that, and then late in the game, they just fucking buddy up. But that is absolutely true. That is a good point. That's not to say it isn't a problem. Thank you. It's just difficult to deal with. True. As how do you decide what amount of teaming is punishable, especially in a game where griefing is the meta at the moment? Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it with that last sentence. I absolutely agree. It's difficult to deal with as to how you decide what amount of teaming is punishable. I agree. I agree. And that's why I think it needs to be clarified. I think it needs to be clarified. And I've had other rant videos this season on cash out changes that we need to hopefully ensure that, like, the first place team finishes first more often. The second place team that should finish second finishes second more often. We need the first place team playing for the win more often, okay? Too often in ranked are we having the last place, like, just dog shit team not deserving of going through the next round qualify because of the griefing in, which is what they bring up at the end there, the griefing meta at the moment. That is happening way too much, and it's kind of ruining the game, and it kind of plays into this teaming issue as well. And yeah, I agree. Like, it's difficult. Like, how do you decide what level of teaming is punishable when griefing is, like, so commonplace? I agree. So I think that not only do we need to address, like, the teaming issue, but, like, cash out changes and addressing, you know, making griefing less of the focus, right? Like, do we need there to be, like, an RS bonus, like a bounty if you finish first? That's something that would help. Do we need to disable doubling until it's the last two vaults of the game? That would probably help. Do we need an animation when you double to make doubling harder? That would probably help. Do we need to make the doubled money value halved? So, like, for example, when it's the 22Ks at the end, and the first one goes in, the plug money goes in, and then it's 18K, and then the second one goes in, instead of the second one putting it to 36, it puts it to 27K. That would help. That would help. All of these ideas are great ideas. All of these ideas are great ideas, and they would all help, and I would welcome all of them, and I think that they would help this issue, and I agree that it's not just a teaming issue, it's the griefing issue, and they're kind of, like, interrelated, and I think that both of them really need to be addressed, because right now, I think the game is really fucking frustrating to play, because, yeah, like, it's frustrating that, like, you have to be first. Like, you have to play a perfect fucking game, because if you are in second, you are almost always at risk of just it getting, like, one bad thing happening, it gets doubled, you get griefed out. And it just does not feel fair if both teams have a really good game. It just feels super cheap. The last place team is getting through for free. They're getting elo that they don't deserve. It's just, like, I don't know. I want the focus of cash out to be shifted more towards playing for the win and less towards playing for the qual. How do we accomplish that? Again, I brought up all those different ideas. It's probably, like, a multi-pronged issue, but that's the thing, right? Like, I want the focus to be more about, like, playing for the win and less for the qual. If we could somehow accomplish that, maybe that would help this issue. But yes, great comment. This person, I don't think this could happen. They shouldn't let you match against anyone that's on your friends list if either person has a stack of 2 or more. that would be great. I said that at first, but like honestly, yeah, that would kind of cook things. You can't really do that. I have a good suggestion though that I think is better than that later on. We'll get to it. Let's see what this comment says. Sounds great in theory, but unfortunately we break the game immediately. All the top players are friends with each other. It would dramatically worsen the matchmaking for everyone else. You're kind of getting at the root of the issue a little bit, though. But yes. Instead, I think it comes down to Embark enforcement and some cultural awareness. I can actually give credit here, though. One of the largest, most active Ruby servers, last I checked, at least has a very strict no teaming policy and moderates harshly when it comes to it. That's good. It's something they hammer home because, frankly, you are going to queue into other people in the Discord. Yeah, that would happen, yeah. Basically 100% of the time in lower population times, but still very frequently otherwise. Absolutely. This doesn't answer teaming entirely, of course, but at the very least, I've not really run into Ruby players teaming up. The closest thing you will get is maybe not griefing them out actively, but that is such a hard line to draw and what constitute that. I think it's not even worth considering. I disagree with that. I do think it is worth considering. In some cases, again, if they ignore each other the other game and they just play their own boxes, that's fine. But when I've seen some situations where the two teams have literally like gotten safe and then sat on each other, and it's like, we're playing both of our quals, but, you know, normally if it was a team you didn't know, you would play to grief them out. You wouldn't do this. You're only doing it because you're friends with each other and you know each other and you're like teabagging. It's like, I don't know. I disagree with that. I think that starts to cross the line. I personally think that starts to cross the line. I think in any other game, I think in any other situation, it would cross the line. For some reason, it's different in the finals. I don't know why. If it was a BR, it would cross the line, but in finals, it does not. Explain that one to me. Personally, I don't get it. So I disagree with that. But other than that, I think that was a good comment. I think the rest of that was a good comment. There are a lot of people who Q snipe for a win trade. That's nothing new. You can't prove that. I disagree with that. You can't prove that. That's why reports are useless, but Embark also shits on cash out rebalance to counteract the problem. My music stopped. Hold on, sorry. We need let's go to the Season 2 OST. There we go. Sorry, it's going to be a long one. But video is mostly for me. If you listen to it, thank you. Video is mostly for me to just rant and get it out there. There are a lot of people who Q-snipe for win trade. That's something new. You can't prove that. That's why reports are useless. But Embark also shits on cash out rebalance to counteract the problem. You could give the boxes all this. Again, I don't agree with the not being able to prove it, but I do agree with that. You could give the boxes all the same value or remove cash stacking for ranked. Yeah, both great ideas. I like both those ideas. Yeah, absolutely. But nothing has happened for over a year. What happens is that less and less ranked play because it less and less. Sorry, the comment was worded poorly. But I know what they meant. Less and less play ranked because it's frustrating. Again, I disagree with the not being able to prove it, but Neotax, the rest of your comment, I absolutely agree with. That again, like teaming is a problem, but the cash out changes could help the issue a lot. I absolutely agree with that. It's the real problem. That being said, and again, like, even though I'm making this rant about teaming, it might actually just be a cash out change rant. You know, I've just made so many fucking cash out change rants that maybe I'm talking about a symptom of the issue, not the real problem here. That's totally possible. But point is, like, regardless, we're all talking about shit that needs to be addressed. I totally agree that the lack of cash out changes is the real problem. That being said, I disagree that it's impossible to prove. If two teams are literally on each other's friends list and playing to help each other the whole game, you do not need more proof than that. And I stand by that. I don't know why anybody would want to play this game if people are playing like that. It's supposed to be 3v3v3v3, not 6v3v3. Yeah. This comment pissed me off. I mean, what are they gonna do? Like, how could you fix this problem?
Or whatever the case may be, because he and the anti-cheat team in general are specifically working to make the console experience better. Well, I just thought, okay, whatever, you know, everybody's got some issues with six-mans or cheating or whatever the case may be, but it's apparently run more rampant than like any other community out there. The console community is terrible for ranked play right now. So the point is,
okay, I don't know if this is still going on, but when I was still playing Apex, there was a big issue in the console scene in particular, what that video was getting at, of players on console teaming. And a fuck ton of console players, especially console preds, got banned for it. At Respawn, they had a fucking way. To find out, to detect it, and they fucking banned a lot of them. I remember this happening. It was one of the last seasons, and you can look into this yourself if you want to. It was one of the... I can't speak for now because I haven't kept up with Apex. I quit playing that game. Pretty much when the finals came around was I started playing this game, stopped playing Apex. I haven't paid attention to Apex. Couldn't even tell you what the game fucking looks like at this point. Genuinely, I have not paid any attention to it in a long time. So I can't speak for now. But at the time, you saw it in that video. That video is about a year old. It was a big issue. There was a lot of console players, specifically console preds, teaming and working together the whole game. And what did Respawn do? I don't know exactly the fucking method that they used, but they had a method of detecting it. And what did they do? They fucking banned them. They fucking banned them. So I said, I don't know. Ban them? Fucking ban them? Like, I don't... Like, how am I supposed to respond to that? Yeah, that you fucking ban them. That's what you do. So... I don't know. Like, if you team and you cheat, like, I think this level of teaming is a form of cheating. You ban them. That is what you do. So, I don't know. How are you going to detect this? Again, you can watch the fucking gameplay. If there's stream proof, if there is not stream proof, I get to this in the next comment. If there is stream or gameplay recording proof, you can look at the gameplay and you can make reasonable, you can reasonably discern whether a team is like cheating or not. It's very easy to do from watching the gameplay. You can do the same thing for people fucking cheating if you've been playing long enough. And then just completely strawmans me here, says, so your suggestion is for the Embark devs to watch every match. Yeah, that's what I said. That's definitely that's what I said. That is not what I said. What I think I have a pretty good point in this comment after this. Have a system in the game that flags matches where you have players on the same friends list or club and investigate those for suspicious activity, especially if it happens like multiple times in a row, right? If it happens like multiple times in a row and they're always like making it to the final, like have a system in game that flags that and then, you know, investigate those matches. Obviously, Embark cannot watch every fucking match, but they always, whenever they do balance changes, they always talk about this data. So I imagine if they have all this fucking data for everything, that they probably have like this data. They probably have a way of tracking this. So set up a system in game, track this, and look into it. And it should be easier to do than looking for cheaters, right? Because like cheaters, you're like there's external software and all that bullshit. Here you're literally just working with like in-game systems. It should be easier for them to track, I would think. And then, yeah, this person, check username IDs, whatever. Check if they ever did damage to each other. Again, just spitting. Just absolutely saying, like, what I was saying. Check username IDs. Check if they ever did damage to each other. Proximity to each other. Damage logs. And again, with all this, absolutely. And with all this fucking data that they bring up for balance changes, I imagine, maybe I'm wrong, that they have this data for matches. Maybe I'm wrong, but I would think that they do. Because apparently they have fucking data for everything. So I would think so. Proximity to each other, damage logs to see if they focus fired someone instead of each other the entire game. Rather easy. Devs usually have a clusterfuck of data behind the scenes. Yo, Buff Loki, you're my goat. You're my goat. Absolutely. This person's spitting in every comment. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then this person, how are they going to ban? They meant to say ban these people that aren't even cheating. And I said, this is my whole point, the whole video. How is Q sniping into each other, refusing to fight each other the entire tournament, or just like helping out your fucking friends when you match into them? Not a form of cheating. Do we have any competitive integrity? Do we have any competitive integrity? Again, like I come from games where if people are doing shit like this, bro, I played fucking Gwent. Gwent was a card game. A lot of these comments are people doubting whether this is actually happening or not. Gwent was a fucking card game. And I remember there was a massive controversy. The guy's name, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I want to say it happened multiple times. I want to say it happened once with a player in the Russia region. I want to say it happened once with a player in China. I could be wrong. It's been a while. But it happened multiple times in Gwent. You can really look into this if you want to, where players got banned for win trading to help out their win rates so they could qualify for tournaments that were for money. This happened multiple times in Gwent. Gwent was a fucking card game. It was a fucking card game that towards the end had like a, you know, I think a lower player base than like this fucking game, and like a lower viewer base on Twitch. Like it was not a big game, and people were doing this in fucking Gwent, bro. People do this in real life. People cheat in real life sports all the time. How many cheating scandals are there in real life fucking sports? Fucking Deflategate. The guy, the Armstrong, fucking cheating, and not just him, right? Like he got all his shit taken away, but how many people were cheating in those fucking bike races, right? It's probably a fuck ton. Didn't they have to? I forget what the exact number was. Didn't they have to fucking cheese like up to like 20 people? Like it ended up being like the 22nd place guy that wasn't cheating or whatever that ended up with the win, like some shit like that. You can verify all the numbers yourself if you want, but I know like again the Deflategate thing, numerous other examples. People cheat in real life competitions. I'm a racing fan, bro. Racing's all about fucking cheating. Racing's all about fucking cheating. If I have any racing fans watching this video, you know what I'm saying. It's all about cheating and all about bending the fucking rule book. I know all about this shit. Okay, people are fucking cheating all the time in every sport, in every competition. And a lot of these comments, again, like, how many times this actually happened to you? Like, a lot of these comments are like doubting the fucking validity of this happening at all. I can't believe how naive some of these people are. People cheat fucking everything, bro. There could be games with like a fucking 1,000 player base, like fucking 100 viewers, like one streamer on Twitch, and people will cheat in those games. People cheat at fucking everything. Why is it so hard to believe that people are doing this shit? It's just mind-boggling. Like, this game does not have that big of a player base, especially like the ranked side. It's not that hard to Q-snipe into each other. It's not that hard to recognize people, even with anonymous mode on. It's not that fucking hard. It should not be that hard to understand, like, logically, human nature, that people are fucking cheating, and it needs to be addressed. Sorry. It's fucking frustrating, man. It's fucking frustrating when you have all these people, like, debating, like, the validity of whether it's happening, and it's like, dude, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to fucking tell you. This shit happens in fucking everything. Of course it is happening here. Of course it is happening here. Okay, anyways. How many times this actually happened to you? Plus, it would be a really hard system in the game. Disagree with that. Unless you were in a massive clan with a policy on doing this. Happened multiple times in the past week. Happened a lot at the end of last season. Again, when people at the end of last season, when people are pushing for top 500, when people are pushing for diamond rewards, makes you think, right? Makes you think. And the other thing I said was also, it's super easy to Q-snipe into each other in this game. And even with a non-mode, it's easy to tell who people are and recognize fits. Teabag each other. It is not hard to game at all. That is the problem. That is the exact problem that I have. It's really not hard to game at all. Okay. Last one. Here we go. Let's wrap this up. Is this an issue? Again, I'm just sorry. It's just so annoying. Like, it's just so annoying when you've experienced this shit and you've had it happen multiple fucking times and it's like super blatantly fucking obvious and you just want to rant and you just want like some empathy and people are just doubting the validity of it because it hasn't happened to them. Because it hasn't happened to them, surely it hasn't happened at all. You know what I mean? Like, it's just it's just so frustrating. Is this an issue? I feel like a lot of teams that know how to play smart will absolutely metagame. Again, I said it in the first fucking sentence. Will metagame and help each other, help out other teams if they think they would be easier to beat in the next round. At least me and my friends do. It's not that we are pre-teaming or even teaming at all. We just, and again, that's fine. I made it to Ruby. I do that. Shocker, I know. At all, we just find the weakest team and do our best to make sure they aren't eliminated so the following rounds are easier. Again, I appreciate the full breakdown on that metagame, but I've played a lot of the game. I've made it to Ruby multiple times. I understand that. So I kind of popped off on this comment, and I told them afterwards, sorry for popping off on them in particular, because of what I was saying. Like, they were trying to be nice, and they were trying to, like, I get it, but like from my perspective, like getting that response, you should be able to read between the lines, right? Like, understand why it's so frustrating. Maybe I should have linked my fucking profile in the post. But then I would have gotten people saying like, top 500 Ruby players want people to change the fucking game, want the meta to play to them, ruined in the fucking game. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's never gonna, it's just always something. You know, if I do that, then it'll be that. You know what I mean? It's always something. So I don't know what to do. Anyways, in high elo ranked, it is absolutely, in high, and I think this is my best comment on the whole thing. So here we go. I think this, I'm glad it's the last one. I think it summarizes it pretty well. Here we go. In high elo ranked, it is absolutely an issue. I do not understand why people are doubting it. And I just brought this up in the video earlier. In Apex, another multi-team game, it has happened on multiple occasions. It is a multi-team game, referring to the finals. It is not a very high population game, again, referring to the finals. It is not hard to Q-snipe into each other and cheat. And many of them aren't even smart about it and make it blatantly obvious. Like, they're literally doing it from the get-go. I see a lot of people bringing up helping the weak team. Respectfully, and again, sorry, I didn't mean to be, like, kind of like dicky at this point, but I think it should be understandable if you've watched the whole thing why I would be frustrated at this point, right? I think it should be understandable, so I'm sorry. Respectfully, no shit. Everyone does that. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about teams that play for random doubles through the early game. And again, if you play high level ranked, high elo ranked, you know that those early and mid game doubles are an abnormality, right? It is unusual behavior. It does not never happen, but it very, very rarely happens. And as soon as it happens, my like bullshit meter is like, okay, what are we dealing with this? Like, is this what we're dealing with? Because it is very rare. Sometimes there are weird circumstances. Sometimes there are weird teams. And the whole doubling thing, again, it's an issue for another day, another video. But yeah, it's very unusual behavior. I'm talking about teams that play for random doubles through the early game, never fighting each other, matching plans, and fighting the other two teams together the entire game. If you have not experienced that, you probably aren't. And again, this part is not me trying to be dicky. It's just probably true. Like I imagine that people at Gold and Plat are probably not doing this. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe some people are doing it at Gold and Plat, but or like maybe at high Plat to get into Diamond, but like at like Gold and like low Plat, I would imagine people are not doing this. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. If you haven't experienced that, you probably are not high ranked enough. Again, also because more players are Gold and Plat, it's harder to Q snipe at Gold and Plat. When you get to like high Plat Diamond, it's easier to Q snipe each other. You probably aren't high enough ranked or don't play enough. Any multi-team game with ranked rewards is going to have people cheating like this. It needs to be addressed. And that's what I was just getting at. Again, you have all these examples of people in real life, and I'm talking about sports, but like even in fucking jobs, bro, like people are cheating and doing like weird shit to try to get by, you know what I mean? Like people are cheating at fucking shit at gaming systems. It's like human fucking nature, bro. People are doing it all throughout life. It's not just a gaming thing. I don't understand why it is so hard for people to believe that this happens. I boggles the fucking mind, man. It happens everywhere. It happens everywhere. It's human fucking nature. This is no different. No different. And then at the end I said, sorry, by the way, I didn't mean to go off on you in particular. This is more just generally for the thread. I'm just surprised so many people doubt this. I've seen it happen to every high elo team. I've seen a lot of high elo teams. I've seen this happen in their lobbies where teams are doing this shit. I've seen it. And it's happened to me multiple times since last season. Again, if you play a lot and haven't experienced it, consider yourself lucky. Very frustrating to lose hours of progress to this. That's the other thing too. Like you can literally lose like with the fucking RS system, and when you get this high ranked, like you literally, that's why I'm so mad about it. You lose like hours of fucking progress. You lose hours of progress to people doing this shit. I'm sorry, man. I enjoy playing the game, but I really value my time, and I do not enjoy my time being wasted like that. And I understandably am frustrated when I have to deal with this shit, and I lose hours of my fucking life to people cheating in a fucking game. Okay? I think that's fair. I think that's fair to be frustrated at. If you disagree, good for you. Good for you. Have a fucking, I don't know, go to McDonald's, have a McDouble, have a good day. I don't care. All right, so that was about it, going through the entire thread and going through the entire rant. Again, I'm going for Ruby this season. I am currently ranked 282, and I've been in Ruby pretty much this entire season. I intend on keeping it that way, so obviously I'm dog shit and I don't know what I'm talking about. So you can disregard everything that I've said in this entire video. But if you did listen to it and you did hear me out, I appreciate it. Thank you. And again, I really want some cash out changes. I really want some cash out changes to move the meta away from griefing and more about earning first and second place and less about like, you know, getting first place and then like helping a team get second. You know what I mean? I want more of two teams earning their way through and less of like one team earning two teams' way through. You know what I mean? Less of that. Because I think it's unhealthy for the game. I think it's really bad, and I think a lot of people are really frustrated. And I think it's probably a stem of the issue. Like, I think it makes, the way the cash out's designed makes this teaming shit really fucking easy. And I think maybe the reason why a lot of people are doing this shit is because of how, like, grief the game is. You know what I mean? That's probably, yeah. That's absolutely a reason why. Like, people probably wouldn't have to do this shit as much if it wasn't so bullshit with the griefing. So, need some changes there. And then also would like Embark to address like what their line is on teaming. Because again, I've seen it happen a lot of times where there's like this blatant Q sniping, but then there's also it's not Q sniping, but it's like, oh, we recognize this team and then we're going to help each other out. You know what I mean? And I've seen many instances of that where it just blatantly crosses the line in my book. And if Embark disagrees with that, then that's fine. I will move on to playing another game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you in the next one.